Good afternoon. Steve Brooks here with Friday's Inside Look by Brooks. Hope everybody had a great week. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Today's topic is, why is it important for me to complete my medical treatment? And as I preach to my clients all the time, medical treatment is literally the Bible of your case. Medical treatment will drive all facets of your case, because the medical treatment is the written notes of the doctors and the treating staff that diagnose your injuries in writing, that tell what kind of treatment that you're getting in writing, and that document your progress and how severe the injury is. And all of this, again, is in writing. And there's an old axiom that I kind of joke with my staff about, and it's like I always tell everybody, all adjusters and all juries are from Missouri, and Missouri is the show me state. So any adjuster that we deal with trying to negotiate your personal injury claim, or any jury that we go before and try to present your claim, they're going to want me, your attorney, to show them in writing the diagnosis by the doctor, the treatment by the doctor, the progress of your treatment by the doctor, what the ultimate final opinion of the doctor is about your permanent injuries. And again, so if you go halfway through the process and then you stop because you're feeling better, and that's not going to help your case. So typically, I'll have a client come in, and let's just take a hypothetical injury, a herniated disc. You can have a herniated disc in your neck or your low back, sometimes in your thoracic region, but mainly in the low back and the neck. So let's say that you've been diagnosed with a herniated disc in your low back, and the doctor has prescribed therapy, and then the doctor prescribed epidural injections. And the client comes to me and they say, well, I've got this diagnosis, this MRI that shows that I have a herniated disc. Isn't that enough? Well, ultimately, if I can't negotiate a settlement with the insurance company, my only option is to then file a lawsuit and take it to trial and present it to a jury. And when I present it to the jury is going to be scratching their head and wondering why I'm taking weeks of their time to come sit in the courthouse and listen to how seriously this client says they were injured, but yet that client stopped treatment in the middle of treatment. The jury's going to wonder, well, if you were that injured, why didn't you go to physical therapy? Why didn't you get the epidural injections? Those kind of questions are not the questions you want a jury asking in the jury room when we're trying to maximize your recovery for your herniated disc. So the best thing you can do medically is to follow your doctor's advice. Get the therapy. Get the injections. Do what the doctor says. He went to 4 or 5 years of medical school. Then he probably went to 3 or 4 years of residency training. In addition to 4 years of college, he's got, 12 years post high school studies. And so listen to him, follow your doctor. So it's going to help you the most medically if you follow your doctor's advice and complete the treatment. And it's going to help you the most legally. And the way I like to tell my clients is, we as your attorney don't like to play doctor. We don't want to second guess your doctor. But if your doctor has advised that you get therapy and advised that you get injections, follow your doctor's advice. And in turn, it will help your case immensely for the adjuster assigned to the file, or the defense attorney assigned to the file, or the jury that we ultimately pick to hear your case, to hear and see in writing that you not only got diagnosed with a herniated disc, but that your injuries were severe enough to you that required you to follow through with treatment and get the therapy, and then follow through with the doctor's orders and get the injections, and in some cases surgery. So I've actually sat in a trial once where I witnessed this, and it was very embarrassing for the attorney. But the plaintiff's attorney came in and said, gave his opening statement to the jury, and then and explained all the serious injuries they were there to recover damages for. And then the defense attorney comes in and opens up a folder that has nothing in it. And he says, okay, this person is here today, and they allege they were seriously injured, and I want to use a hypothetical, January 1st of 2017, and they were diagnosed with a herniated disc, and after the diagnosis, the doctor prescribed a course of treatment, physical therapy, and epidural injections. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's look into the client's medical records and see what the client actually did. Let's see how seriously injured this client is so that we can help you, the jury, decide how much to award this person. And he opens a folder, and there's nothing in there because the client didn't follow through with the physical therapy. The client didn't follow through with the epidural injections. The doctor's notes stopped. They just, after the diagnosis, they stopped. And he goes, well, let's look in February and see what the client did for treatment. Oh, there's nothing. So the client did nothing to help himself, even though the doctor has prescribed therapy. Let's look in March. There's no record. This person who is so seriously injured didn't even go back to the doctor, follow the doctor's orders, and go see a therapist, nor did he get the epidural injections. He didn't do anything. So I ask you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how seriously injured could this client possibly be? Let's don't award him a lot of money. That's the stuff you don't want to hear at your jury trial. The best thing you can do, if you want to have a positive outcome, whether it's via a settlement or a jury award, is to follow your doctor's orders. Again, the doctor has had all this training. Don't ignore his advice. Follow through on the treatment. So that's my tip of the day. It's really important to not stop treatment mid-course. It's not good to stop treatment even 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through. Complete your treatment, and that will give me, your attorney, a more complete file and to advocate on your behalf with either an adjuster in trying to settle it or with a jury in trying to get a verdict. So if you have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to email me at steve@brookslawgroup.com. That's steve@brookslawgroup.com. I'll be glad to have a private chat with you, no charge, just to give you a quick take on whatever your question is. Thank you for joining us today. Look forward to seeing you next Friday at 3 o'clock for Friday's Inside Look by Brooks. Thank you.